Imagine a world where fame doesn't just open doors, it closes courtroom doors too. What if the glittering lives of celebrities hide a darker side of secret trials, multi-million-dollar settlements, and quiet deals made far from the public eye? Stay tuned, because what happens behind the velvet curtain might just change how you see your favorite stars forever. The first example concerns the well-known pop singer Shakira, who became involved in a protracted tax fraud lawsuit in Spain. She was accused by the prosecution of not paying about 14.5 million euros in taxes between 2012 and 2014, arguing that since she had been residing in Spain during that time, she owed the Spanish government taxes. However, Shakira's defense argued that she did not fulfill Spain's residency criteria for taxation because her primary residence at the time was in the Bahamas. With a maximum 8-year prison term and a hefty fine as possible punishments, the Spanish government initiated a vigorous prosecution. It was anticipated that the trial would feature more than 100 witnesses and get significant media coverage. But on November 20th, 2023, the court case took a surprising turn. Shakira consented to a last-minute compromise with prosecutors on the first day of the trial. She consented to pay a fine of roughly 7.3 million euros and accept a 3-year suspended prison term, which would spare her from serving time. Shakira successfully avoided a drawn-out and widely reported trial by accepting the case's facts without necessarily confessing absolute guilt. The court approved the arrangement in a matter of minutes, averting the anticipated spectacle. The resolution's rapidity served as an example to critics of how celebrity and money can affect court decisions. Many contended that Shakira's ability to agree to a suspended sentence and pay a hefty fine was an example of a system that permits easier escapes from criminal responsibility due to one's celebrity status. Shakira, on the other hand, justified her choice as a practical one. In her remarks, she referred to the experience as a public inquisition and clarified that the settlement was reached for the best interest of my kids, implying that she wanted to spare her family the psychological effects of a protracted court case. The settlement was seen by the Spanish media and foreign observers as a symbolic and personal move that highlighted the conflict between private negotiating and public accountability. The case left open doubts regarding the fairness and openness of such high-profile settlements, even if prosecutors claim success in collecting the overdue taxes due to the absence of a full trial. Shakira's situation also highlights the intricacy of contemporary celebrity finances in a larger context. Global entertainers frequently have numerous residences and international revenue streams, which makes tax duties more difficult. Wealthy people frequently use legal loopholes, offshore structures, and shell corporations as acceptable but contentious means of reducing their tax liability. However, the ability to quickly strike agreements with authorities, which frequently entails substantial sums of money rather than incarceration, keeps the people skeptical of the fairness of the legal system. The idea that negotiated settlements and speedy dismissals have become commonplace for influential people was further supported in 2024 when Spanish judges rejected a second possible tax lawsuit against Shakira for alleged tax cheating in 2018 due to a lack of evidence. The subject of the second case is Sean "Diddy" Combs, an American musician and businessman whose name has been linked to both scandal and success in the entertainment sector. Combs was charged with a number of serious federal offenses in 2024, including sexual abuse, witness intimidation, sex trafficking, and racketeering. Diddy's reputation as a hip-hop mogul and business tycoon made these accusations shocking to both fans and the general public. Many more celebrities' names came up in relation to the case as the investigation and pretrial procedures progressed, not as defendants, but rather as those who were purportedly cited in testimony or connected to certain incidents. Reports surfaced throughout the continuing legal storm, indicating that certain aspects of the case might have been handled or affected by secret settlements and off-the-record agreements. In a startling documentary, former musician and Kim Kardashian's ex-partner Ray J claimed that a number of well-known people were covertly compensating victims of Diddy's alleged wrongdoing. Ray J claims that certain celebrities were proactively contacting victims in an effort to handle things quietly prior to court demands. Even if these assertions haven't been verified, They support a long-standing myth in celebrity culture that wealth and power can purchase silence just as successfully as they can legal protection. Allegations that Diddy used or manipulated attendees at private gatherings, known as freak-off parties, sparked additional controversy. According to media accounts and testimonies, these meetings were drug-fueled, multi-day affairs meant to maintain secrecy and exert power, and video evidence was purportedly used as a kind of blackmail. Even though Diddy has denied any wrongdoing, these disclosures have shown a strong man functioning in a system that permits influence to cover up crime. Despite the fact that many of the celebrities cited during the trial have not been charged with any crimes, association has damaged their reputations. Celebrity-related incidents frequently straddle the fine line between media spectacle and legal accountability, as seen by the ambiguity between mention and accusation. A number of concerning aspects of concealed or negotiated justice are highlighted by the Diddy case. The transparency that public trials are meant to guarantee can be limited by settlements and non-public agreements, which are frequently backed by stringent secrecy terms. Settlements can provide victims with immediate restitution and seclusion, but they can also stifle testimony and keep offenders out of the public eye. Secrecy protects the accused's business interests and reputations. A two-tiered legal system, one for the wealthy and powerful, and another for everyone else, is fostered by this dynamic, according to critics. The idea that famous defendants can use their money to get favorable conditions endures even as Diddy's case is still pending. The process itself frequently occurs behind a curtain of selective disclosure, out-of-court talks, and carefully controlled media, even in cases when the courts ultimately find people guilty or exonerated. The third instance involves Tom Girardi, a former American celebrity lawyer, whose marriage to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Erika Jayne enhanced his standing as a celebrity attorney. Girardi, who was considered a champion of consumer rights, established his career by defending victims in significant litigation. But when it was discovered that he had embezzled millions of dollars in client settlement money, his reputation fell apart. Girardi was found guilty on 4 counts of wire fraud by a federal jury in August 2024 for transferring tens of millions of dollars intended for clients, such as accident victims and the families of those died in catastrophes, into his personal accounts. Despite not being a performing celebrity, Girardi was firmly established in the celebrity ecosystem due to his lifestyle, media presence, and well-known clientele. His demise brought to light the dubious financial practices that can coexist with notoriety and the law profession. After years of complaining about inexplicable delays in compensation payments, consumers eventually learned that Girardi had embezzled their money to support his extravagant lifestyle. The demise of his legal practice exposed a pattern of covert financial dealings and ambiguous bookkeeping that obscured the actual nature of his business. Although Girardi's case is not related to entertainment controversies, it does illustrate another type of clandestine dealing: the covert manipulation of trust funds and court settlements. The foundation of his opulent lifestyle, which included homes, private planes, and costly presents for his ex-wife, was the abuse of his client's confidence. The case serves as a reminder that covert transactions and opaque legal tactics are not limited to celebrities or musicians. They can also happen within the legal system itself, occasionally being carried out by individuals tasked with enforcing the law. Girardi's conviction serves as a warning that celebrity glitz and legal opacity can coexist, resulting in a perilous combination of dishonesty and power. When taken as a whole, these cases show a number of recurrent themes in the way that covert trials and transactions operate in celebrity settings. The first is that settlements are preferred over full trials. Plea agreements or monetary settlements are frequently chosen by celebrities in order to avoid protracted legal proceedings that can harm their reputation. An excellent illustration of this tactic is Shakira's hasty settlement with the prosecution. Although these agreements save time and money, they also preclude a thorough court review of the testimony and supporting documentation. A second trend is the use of non-public agreements and private payments. Victims of sexual misconduct, defamation, or financial problems are frequently presented with monetary settlements that include non-disclosure agreements. Both parties' privacy is protected by these agreements, but systemic accountability is also hindered, and the truth is hidden from the public. The accusations against Diddy's entourage serve as an example of how private settlements can be used to buy silence, making it difficult to distinguish between justice and concealment. A third recurring issue is the distinction between legal charges and legal identification. Media focus on celebrity cases might make persons mentioned in court records or testimony suspicious, even if they are not engaged. In the Diddy trial, several famous personalities appeared as witnesses without being charged. Unofficial public exposure harms reputation while maintaining legal ambiguity. Fourth, offshore structures and residency claims are essential for finances and taxes. As Shakira's case shows, determining residency for taxation is notoriously difficult, especially for worldwide celebrities with many houses and businesses. Tax havens and offshore corporations cut liabilities legally but immorally. According to investigations like the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists' Paradise Papers, stars use complicated financial networks to protect their wealth. The fifth pattern addresses power and justice inequality. Rich people and celebrities can pay top lawyers, negotiate favorable contracts, and influence the media, giving them more power than normal defendants. The court system's critics say this has created celebrity justice, where riches and prestige decide punishment. Prison Legal News says the legal system is still massively unjust when it comes to bringing celebrities accountable after #MeToo. Finally, private repercussions versus public visibility. Even with international media attention, celebrity cases often end with settlements, NDAs, and plea agreements behind closed doors. This allows celebrities to mask their legal exposure while portraying victims or salvation. The public only sees the headlines and not the behind-the-scenes interactions that determine the results, creating a partial truth. If you found this story intriguing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden truths behind fame, power, and justice. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next untold story that the spotlight tried to hide.